Well, good morning. It's Tom at in the shack at K2BEW. And what you see here is something I forgot about. I said on my last video that I was going to move on to the RF board, and I looked at the directions and realized I still have to put together the VFO, what they call the VFO encoder. I believe it's an encoder because it's digital. It uses an IC, and it has a couple of resistors, capacitors, and the main tuning knob. And then the tuning knob gets put on there, and that gets all mounted to the front panel, which I'm not going to videotape myself putting that little thing together. I'll show it to you when I'm done, and then we'll be moving on to the next part. The one thing I did want to comment on this, I was really happy with this knob. This is a very heavy machined aluminum knob with a nice dimple and a rubber ring. It's a good quality one. I guess the older K2s had a kind of a cheesy plastic knob, and a lot of people replaced them. But kudos to Elecraft. They really came out with a nice knob. I'm not sure what year they came out with that. This radio's been in production since 2002, which is quite a long run, but it's still very popular, and it's a great radio. People still enjoy it, and I'm sure glad I got it. Which is why I bought it, because I don't want them to stop making it and miss out on building it. The K1, which was their smaller version of this, which was like a single band radio, or I think you could add one or two extra bands to it. That radio, little QRP K1, they have discontinued, and people were scrambling to buy them before they stopped making them. Now, they haven't stopped making this one yet, and I hope they won't. I don't think they will anytime soon, because it's very popular, and it's the only radio like it on the market that I'm aware of that you can build the entire thing yourself as a kit. Second thing, this is just a simple little quick unboxing, if you will. I got this from eBay the other day and just thought I'd share it. It's radio. GE Happy Birthday America, it says on it, New York. And this was actually shipped from Utica, New York, which is only up the road from me about an hour and a half, maybe less. And it was shipped in March of 1976 for the grand total of 26 cents postage. I know you can't read that. It says $1 on here. I think that was probably from somebody selling this later at a yard sale or something. That was not the shipping. So what do we have? We have the GE Happy Birthday America. And I opened the back so you can see the electronics. Transistor radio. Celebrating the bicentennial, of course. A lot of you remember that. I was 10 years old at the time. I remember riding around the neighborhood, and they painted all the fire hydrants red, white, and blue. They painted everything at the parks red, white, and blue, like the big pillars when you drove into the parks. Everything was red, white, and blue back then. And the radio was red, white, and blue, celebrating 1976. I never had this particular radio when I was a kid. I had transistor radios. I don't remember having this one. I do remember seeing it back then. I think one of the neighborhood kids might have had it. I don't think my brothers had it. We all had transistors radios. This was the equivalent of an iPod back in the day. So I threw a battery in it, and happy to report it works. My signal moved. Hang on.
You're right, Chad. That's got to be a big...
It's touchy, the tuning.
National ramifications, right? It could. I think this is spotlight. Everybody's looking in every different jurisdiction.
Not bad, right?
Whether or not...
It's always hard to turn these little tuners, but it's very clean inside. Absolutely no corrosion. It's in great shape. Original box, original shipping, and everything at a decent price. I was happy to get it. And then it had the this is kind of cool. It has the original crystal little earbud thing that plugs into the back of it. There's a hole in the back. Has the original care guide, which is just a single page of basic telling you how to use it. Connect an NADA number 1604 battery or equivalent 9 volt. Apparently they had I never heard of a NADA, N-E-D-A. That must have been something they sold. Kind of cool. 90-day consumer warranty from Utica, New York. Printed in Hong Kong. The radio was actually manufactured in Hong Kong. That was before the days of free trade with China. A lot of stuff came from Hong Kong and Japan back then. How things have changed. Okay, the model 75753D owner registration certificate. You were supposed to fill this out and send it into GE for your 90-day warranty. I'm glad nobody did, because I'm glad I have it. To Utica, New York, right up the road from me. So that's just a little collectible I thought I'd share that I picked up. A couple things I thought I'd mention too. I just wanted to do a little update. I know everybody's up in arms. Not everybody. Some of the smaller channels are all up in arms about this YouTube nonsense, where they've said if you don't have 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours worth of views in a year's time, you no longer get money for your channel. I'm well below that threshold, and of course I got that email like everybody else did. My personal take is no big deal. I'm glad I can put videos up of any length on YouTube for free, and they don't charge me, because honestly they could, and it's surprising sometimes to me that they don't. And the fact that they give you money for it if you have advertisers is just a bonus. And 1,000 subscribers, that's not unreasonable. I have a small channel. I do this for fun. I do it as a hobby. I do it mainly to put on the internet for posterity, if you will, just my progression in my hobby of radio. That's the only reason I do it. And if people want to follow along and give me feedback, I'm more than happy to have that happen too. But I'm not in it for money. And the little bit of money you get from monotonizing a small little channel like this is like almost not even worth doing anyway, in my opinion. I'm certainly not making anything off it. So the other bonus to that is I have no ads on my channel anymore, so people don't have to sit through annoying ads if my channel's monotonized. And I only had a couple of my videos monotonized anyway. I'm going to unmonotonize them all. Even if I don't, they're going to do it. YouTube's going to do it to me in like 2 weeks anyhow. But that's my take. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's unreasonable on YouTube's part. Anyway, the other thing coming up in May, looking forward, I am going to go to Hamvention. I've always wanted to go to Hamvention, and I'm actually going to 4 Days in May. 4 Days in May is the QRP convention that is right down the road from the Dayton Hamvention, and they have it in a hotel, and QRP guys come in from all over the world, a lot of them from England and other places, and they do seminars on building your own radio equipment. And I listen to Solder Smoke on a regular basis, and they're into building your own equipment. It's their whole spiel, and I'm looking forward to mainly going to that and seeing those seminars. And then, of course, over at Dayton, I have to at least go over and check it out for the day, right? Biggest ham convention in the world. Walk around, look at it, see what's going on. I don't plan on spending as much time over at Dayton. I'll probably take a couple short videos and throw them up on my channel. I'm certainly not going to do any big, long video of it, and certainly not a long video of any seminars or anything. It's just not my thing to do, but just thought I'd share that. That's coming up in the future, although it is still cold and it is still winter here. So that's the update. I'll be back next time with putting on the VFO to the main board there, and then we'll move on to the RF board, as I said. 73, and thanks for watching. This is Tom.